I just got done work today, so I thought I would shoot my video. Why not, right? Uh, ugh, Health update. God is testing me. Testing me, let me tell you. So if you saw my post on, I know I'm looking at the wrong angle. I'm supposed to be looking over here. You would think I'd know that by now, right? Anyway, if you saw my post on Stitch Mania about my video last week, I went to see the medical oncologist on Wednesday of last week. And basically, I tested positive for HER2, which is a protein that attaches itself to cancer cells. And because I'm positive for that, it means whatever cells are still in my body are more aggressive. So instead of the normal plan of just having radiation and then the chemo pill after that, I have to have a port put in and get IV chemo once a week for 12 weeks, 2 chemo drugs at that time. Then for the following 9 months, I will be going every 3 weeks to get 1 chemo drug. And then after that is when I do the radiation for 6 weeks, 5 days a week. So basically, this whole year is going to be treatment. Definitely thrown a curveball, not what I was expecting for this year. When I first found out, I was really upset. I'm still not great with it, but I literally now, I make like loose plans. You know, I used to be the kind of person that made all these crazy plans and was really upset when they didn't come to fruition. And maybe that's what this is teaching me. That literally, I got up this morning and said, okay, I'm doing today. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to do today. And then tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to do tomorrow. That's how that has to go from now on. So maybe that's just the blessing. I don't know. So originally, because now I have all these appointments this week, I was supposed to get an echocardiogram on Saturday at 7:15 in the morning because my medical oncologist, they need to have that before you have chemo to make sure, they want to make sure your heart can take it. So mind you, my husband has been on his fishing trip since last Tuesday. So we were expecting snow on Saturday. Of course we were expecting snow because I have to go out to an appointment. He left his truck here. You know, I have a Mustang, a sports car, not good in the snow. So I have to get up on Saturday at 5:30. It hasn't started snowing yet, but I'm going to take his truck anyway because it's supposed to start snowing when I'm there. So I've been to, Mercy, the place that I go. I've been there a lot in the past couple of months with all of my stuff. So I know how to get there. I know where the parking garages are. I know all that. So I get up there. First of all, it's cold. I mean, it is like butt-ass cold. It is like 10 degrees outside, 15 degrees, something like that. So I get in the car. I bundle it all up. I get there. It's 6:45. I go to pull in the parking garage. It's closed. I'm like, you can imagine what I said. Okay, well, where am I parking? I know most of you are not familiar with Baltimore, but it's not like the greatest area. I am not parking on a side street and walking by myself, number one. Number two, it's 6:45 in the morning. Number three, it's pitch black and it's freezing friggin' cold. So I kind of pulled over in like a spot I wasn't supposed to pull over. Tried to find a number to call. Couldn't find a number to call. So I came home. I friggin' came home and called and was like, I'm so sorry. I explained what happened and I said, how do I reschedule this? And they're like, well, you have to call Monday. I was so frustrated and first of all tired because I didn't get to bed until like 1 a.m. Friday morning the previous day. So I had like 4 hours sleep. It was just... So this morning I called and luckily I was able to reschedule that for Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I had my follow-up today with my surgeon. He said everything was healing nicely, all the incisions. I was there like 10 minutes. That was actually a really easy appointment. So now Wednesday I have the echocardiogram, which is supposed to take an hour. Thursday I have to go up there to get the port put in. Really not looking forward to that. It's minor surgery. They put you in twilight sleep. We're going to be there for 3 to 6 hours. And then Friday is my first chemo appointment. 6 hours. I said, oh my God. Like, so my husband's coming home on Wednesday. Of course, when I called him and found out everything, because I am going to lose my hair, it's going to happen. They say some people don't, but I'm thinking of worst case scenario because everything else I've been dealing with this has been fairly dreadful. So I had to tell him over the phone. I was upset when I told him, and so I hated to call him on his trip and tell him that, but I couldn't not tell him. So he's going to be home Wednesday. But I decided, I did some research, and I went ahead and I ordered a wig today. I said, why am I going to wait? Because they say you lose your hair within like 10 days after your first treatment. Well, that's really coming up here, folks. So I found a place called Godiva's Secret Wigs, Godiva's something wigs. I watched a bunch of their YouTube videos. I looked at a bunch of reviews. The wigs look real. Like someone said they went out and people could not tell that it wasn't their real hair. So I'm going to put a picture up here of the wig that I ordered. Okay, I debated whether to get that one or like a straighter wig. I like curling my hair. I curl it most of the time. Um, I also ordered a little shampoo kit. You have to shampoo it a different way, and they give you a hanger for it to hang it after you wash it. And I also ordered a like mannequin head from Amazon to put it on when I go to sleep because I'm not going to wear it when I'm sleeping, obviously. So I'm scared. I have to admit, I'm scared about all this stuff coming up. And I'm actually more scared of the fact that sometimes, your hair doesn't grow back until like 3 months after you've stopped chemotherapy. And then sometimes it doesn't grow back right or it grows back totally different. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty petty to worry about that. I'm alive. This is saving my life. So I really try to think along those lines. But as a woman, your hair can be a pretty important part of yourself. So I don't know, maybe I wear a wig for the rest of my life and I get a couple of them. It was expensive. It was like $340. So, but yeah, I'm hoping it looks really nice and everything like that. So, okay. So that's what's going on with that. Yeah, so I had to take off every Friday for the next 3 months because I'm not going to be coming back from that and trying to work on that day. And I picked a Friday so I could have the weekend to sort of, feel okay, or I don't know how I'm going to feel. I'm really hoping that I do good, that I'm not really, really sick or really, really tired because I still have to work and just live my life, just do normal stuff. So. But thank you for all of your continued well wishes and prayers. And I got 2 gifts in the mail this week, still getting stuff. I'm just so amazed. I myself had sent out a couple of Secret Santa packages to people of fabrics and stuff. So they've contacted me and they've gotten them. And really glad about that. And sent out all my packages for my giveaway last week. So I'm glad that's all in the mail and everything. Okay, I'm going to put in the pictures of last week that because I couldn't edit the video, I'm going to do that right now. What is it? Oh yeah, the picture of the Haid, which is right here. And then the woman that yarns, the woman that knits with ramen noodles right here. Yeah, isn't that unbelievable? Okay, so let's get talking about stitching because that's the fun stuff, right? That's why you're here ultimately. Okay, Fantasy Dyed Fabrics on Facebook. They had an auction last week. Holy God, people! You like yourself some from fabric. You like yourself some fabric. One person bought like 8 pieces of her fabric, and they were like just in my humble opinion, like crazy cuckoo prices. Like $35 and $45 for a piece of fabric. No. Big fat whole lot of nope on that. No, unless you're buying some giant ass piece of fabric. And these weren't. These were like a fat quarter. Speechless. Yeah, I don't even know except to say OMG, right? Okay, Stitch from Stash. I decided to actually go ahead and do that again. Believe it or not. I went through and cleaned out a bunch of stuff, gave Jill a bunch of patterns. I'm actually selling some stuff on eBay. Now, I pretty much blew that out of the water yesterday or this morning when I tell you what I ordered. So I blew it out of the water for January, but once I get some fabrics that I ordered, I'm going to be pretty much done ordering stuff, you know. Okay, so what I decided to work on this week. Now, you know I had like gone back and forth of using one strand, two strands, Joblin or Ada or all kinds. I had actually started stitching Little House Needleworks Gingerbread Street, which is a really cute pattern. And I had like the top border done and then a house. And so I went somewhere or went to bed and the next morning got up and looked at it. And I was like, this looks like shit. I was like, these two strands look like crap. It looked so messy. And I was like, this is madness. I'm like, okay. So I came upstairs and I started looking through my fabric. And I'd forgotten I had ordered a piece of 20 count Lugana. And I was like, that I hadn't tried stitching on. I tried stitching on with one strand, 18 count Ada, 22 count Ada. Didn't like either of those ultimately for coverage with one strand. So I did some test stitches with the one strand on 20 count. And I was like, that looks pretty good. But what to stitch, right? Well, here's what I've been stitching on the past couple days. And if you follow me on Instagram or whatever, you've seen this. Needlework Expressions, Needlework. Jesus Christ. Northern Expressions Needlework Twisted Rainbow Sampler, the cross stitch version. And they give you, on the second page, they give you actually 3 choices. Thread pickers, dinky dyes, or DMC. I'm using DMC because, you know, I have the entire line. And I'm thinking it's looking pretty awesome. This is ivory. Yeah, look at that. That looks really good, doesn't it? Uh-huh. I love it. I like it a lot. This is actually only 2 days of stitching. Jill came over yesterday and we stitched and watched creepy movies that I made her watch, and it was so great to see her and spend some time with her. And since my husband's been gone, you know, I've been pretty much by myself. And so I worked on that. And I was trying to like look ahead as to say, okay, what else do I want to stitch? And first of all, of course, then I went on a mission to find 20 count Lugana. Boy, that's harder than you would think. And as far as hand dye, the only person that hand dyes 20 count Lugana is Tammy from Color Cascade. So I joined her Fabric of the Month club for 20 count Lugana. I ordered like 3 or 4 pieces from her in that fabric so I would have it. And I wound up canceling my Fabric of the Month from Under the Sea, Crafty Kitten, and even Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie because nobody else does 20 count Lugana. And to also save myself some money. But I also decided after that rainbow sampler, I'm going to stitch this and you're going to die. Yes, I'm going to do it. The Giant Harry Potter. I said I wasn't. I bought the pattern. I love it. I'm going to stitch it. And I'm going to stitch it on, what's the fabric called? Okay, Color Cascade Fabrics has a fabric called Blue Orchid, and here's a picture of that. Yeah, it's like a light blue. I cannot wait to start this. So I'm going to be stitching it on 20 count Lugana with one strand over one. I still need a piece of fabric, even with margins, border, 3-inch border on each side. I still need a piece of fabric that's 16 1/4 by 32. So I had to order a fat half. That cost $45. So like I said, I am not going to be spending very much after I order that, besides my Fabric of the Month. So hopefully I will, get through that Twisted Rainbow sampler here and be able to start on that Harry Potter soon because I can't wait. I've loved that pattern for so long, and after I stitched. Wow, my brain. I haven't even started treatment yet, and my brain is like, I'm really tired today. Anyway, after I watched all the movies, loved it, loved the movies, want to stitch the pattern. Okay. Gifts. Yesterday I got, first of all, this lovely card. And this is from, I forget, Heather. She sent me the card. And she sent this cute little notebook. I love notebooks just like everybody else does. She sent these mini paper clips, which were so cute. The days of the week. She sent a pack of these cool pencils that say, like, get it done, hey. They say all kinds of stuff on them. Yeah. And then she sent a pack of 3 gel pens, and there's only 2 in there because I'm using the other one. But my favorite thing that she sent was she also sent a pack of highlighters. Now, what's great about these highlighters is they're double tipped. So one side has a fine point, which I love this. And then the other side has, the chisel tip. So these are great. I was so surprised, and I love office supplies and loved all that. So, yeah. So thank you, Heather. I thanked you on Facebook already. And then today, the other gift that I got was from Arlene. Stuff keeps falling. And she sent me, first of all, this nice Valentine's Day card. Oh yeah, how do you like my nails? Aren't they awesome? Believe it or not, these are press-on. They're called Impress. You know me and my nails. I've gone through Jamberry. I've gone through gel manicure that I do at home. I've tried painting my nails again, and nothing just seems to stick. And these pressed on, look at that. They're so awesome looking. These pressed on in a really short amount of time. And it's not glue. The stuff is already stuck on the inside of the nail. Now, I read a lot of reviews on these, and people said that they popped off in like a day or two. Well, I had these on since yesterday, and I've been really good with them, and they haven't popped off yet. So I'm really hopeful because they had a bunch of colors that I would love to get. So, yeah, they look real. Oh my God, I love them. Okay. So anyway, she sent this card. And she said that she likes this line of products called Karen Original. So she sent me a couple of like little samples. This bath thing, which the scent is called Red Cocoa. And she sent me this lotion, hand treatment. Now, I can put this on, and I put it on, and it leaves no residue. Oh my God, the smell of this. It was like I was kind of stressed from work when I opened up the package. As soon as I put this on my hands and I smelled it, it was like I calmed down. I don't know if it has some essential oil in it. I was looking, I'm like, okay, what's in this? And it just says like aloe and magic. That is what's in this, magic. This, if I had a cross stitch company, its name would be Red Cocoa. This smells, I couldn't stop smelling my hands. This smells, it reminds me somewhat of a men's cologne, but oh my God, it is like the most awesome lotion I've ever smelled. And so, God, can't wait to take a bath with it. With this, I'm going to be ordering this when I'm out. You can best believe. I only have one tiny piece of haul, but I do have needle minders coming that I ordered from Nifty Needle Nannies. Had a 50% off sale of her tiny magnets. And I kind of went nuts and ordered like 15 of them. But I got the Country Cottage Needleworks Merry and Bright. Isn't that cute? Yeah, that was all my haul. Okay. TV and movies and books. Movies. If you follow me on Instagram, I watched like 4 movies on Saturday. Because we got snow, and once I came in from that appointment, my ass was in pajamas the rest of the day, and I didn't go anywhere. So the first movie I saw was called The Ones Below. And these were all on Netflix. The Ones Below is about two couples that live in this house. One lives downstairs, one lives upstairs. They're set up into apartments. Both the women are pregnant at the same time. Something happens. A tragic accident happens, and then, boy, does that movie go awry. Creepy, disturbing. So if you like those kind of movies. The second movie, which it just gets progressively worse as these movies go on. The second movie was called Come Back to Me. This boyfriend and girlfriend live together. Someone moves in across the street. He's kind of weird. The woman had a car accident, and she starts having these night terrors. And she eventually gets to the point where her friend, who's a doctor, says, you need to install a video camera in your bedroom and figure out what's going on. Oh my God. Oh my God. When she figures out what's going on. This was such a good movie. I loved this movie. But again, creepy. And you kind of got to suspend your belief in like the supernatural. Just a tiny bit. But it was so good. And the ending, I was really surprised at. But out of all three movies that I watched, my favorite one was the last one I watched, called Good Neighbor, or A Good Neighbor. And it has James Caan in it. He is someone who lives across the street from these two teenage boys who are idiots. They think it's a good idea to set up surveillance cameras in this guy's house and kind of scare him, make him think that his house is haunted. Boy, does that not go as they planned. Let me just say that. And the ending of that really surprised me too. I loved it. That was my favorite movie. So, those three movies. Black Mirror, I finished all those episodes. Oh my God. Again, like all of this is like holy crap stuff. Really, really good. And I also had been on sort of a hiatus from reading, but I picked up a book and 2 nights ago started reading it. I'm sorry, I'm glancing at emails from work. Started reading it and it's really, really good. It's called A Suitable Lie. And basically it's about a husband who is abused in a marriage by his wife instead of, vice versa. And boy, it's sort of a nail biter. Like, what's he going to do? And how he gets to the point in the marriage and all that, it's just unbelievable. So check that out. I will put links to all this stuff in the description box below. I think that's actually it. I didn't do very much stitching, but really am enjoying that piece and really just love the 20 count Lugana. And I also had ordered a couple just of regular pieces from Stitcher's Paradise. It's hard to find colors. Like 123 Stitch has antique, white, ivory. I think I ordered a blue from them, and so I ordered a couple pieces. So I have a couple of those coming. So I will be watching all of your videos this week, and next week I'll give you another update on my health and how those appointments went, because boy, it's some major stuff coming down the pike for me, right? So thank you again for watching my videos, for subscribing, for all of your well wishes, for people constantly asking me how I'm doing. I still get those messages. Have a good week. I will see you hopefully next Monday. If not, around a couple days within that time. But until then, happy stitching, happy stashing, or unless you're doing Stitch from Stash, happy not stashing. And I will see you next time. Bye.